my channel. Today I'm coming to you as a marshmallow. Because as you've probably seen from the title, today we're playing with some fun, colorful, wintry shades from the Holy Fairytale Kim Chi Chic palette. I'm not really sure what the title is. I think it's Holy Fairytale, and it says hashtag COTTAGECORE. I think on the website it was called the COTTAGECORE palette. Yeah, I think it's called the Holy Fairytale palette. Anyway, this is it. As you can see, I matched my outfit. Do you want an outfit of the day? So I have the pink scrunchie. I have this hoodie. I think it's from Your Turn on Zalando. I bought it about half a year ago. And at that point, it was actually too hot to wear it, but I'm wearing it now. It's this really fuzzy sweater. And then I have pink leggings, white socks, my Uggs because I'm indoors, and a white t-shirt dress. And I feel very much like a fuzzy little marshmallow. So I thought we'd do some makeup to match it. I think I'm just going to do my eyes and my lips because that's what I have Kim Chi products for. I do actually have some other products that are new in from my Black Friday haul, but I think I want to do them in a separate video. I bought the IT Cosmetics CC Glow Plus Foundation, for instance, and I have a sample of the Dior Backstage Concealer. So, you know, that's going to be a fun video as well. But for today, this is what we're going to play with. Look at how colorful it is. So I own a couple of these bigger palettes, and today I just wanted to feature this one. And then I kept them in the packaging because, well, the packaging is so cute. I have these marshmallow colored lipsticks, a pink one, a blue one, and a minty green one, and we're just going to swatch all three of those. I actually also have an orange one, which I featured in a video over the summer, but I don't feel like it's a perfect match for this palette, so we're just going to leave that one at the side. So I'm very excited to start playing with this wonderful, colorful palette. So I don't want to swatch the whole palette. Maybe I'll change my mind, but let's swatch a couple of shades. I'm very interested in this yellow, for instance. I always want to see how... Ooh, these feel really buttery. And Kim Chi Chic Beauty is actually quite an affordable brand, so even though this is a big palette, I don't think it cost me much more than 20 euros with the discount. That's why I thought I could do it. So this is one swatch, and this is it layered. Oh yeah. Oh, that's really nice. I really like very light colored pastels, but I do like them to be very pigmented, so this is perfect. Let's do a couple of other ones. There is some depth in this palette, a little bit, and there are some pretty shimmery shades. So let's do this shimmery white. Ooh, that's beautiful. Look at it. I think it's a duochrome. It's sort of blue and green at the same time. It's not white at all. Ooh, that's really nice. And then finally I want to do a nice blue. I think this is a very interesting shade, and they feel so nice. I honestly can't believe this is so affordable. It feels like such good quality. And look at that pigmentation. So that's just a couple of shades. This is a 40 shade palette, so I kind of don't want to swatch the whole thing, but I hope this gave a good impression. I just want to dive right into this one. I'll probably do a 3 looks 1 palette with it later, or at least use it in a couple of other videos in case you are interested. I'm really feeling these pastel-y wintry vibes for today. So I think it's only fair to use a very bright eyeshadow base. I do have the icing primer from Glamlight, which is actually my favorite, but one that is even brighter, which could give us an even better pastel look, is this one from ABH. It's a little bit dry, so I don't usually use it, but I feel like these shadows could handle it. So I'm going to use this one. This is just their regular eye primer, and it's very light. It's actually even a little bit lighter than the Glamlight one. So let's use this one. Honestly, on me, this is a perfect shade for eyeshadow primer. I'm just a little bit annoyed that they only make this in one shade. Because I've seen people with darker skin use this, and it sometimes looks a little bit gray. and well, it shouldn't. As you can see on me, it's brightening, but not intensely brightening. And it has a soft powdery finish. So I feel like it's only fair to use fresh, clean brushes for this look, because otherwise these shades are going to get contaminated. So I have my box of brushes, and I hope there are still some eyeshadow brushes left in here. Okay, so I did find a couple. I found a nice big blending brush from Too Faced, which kind of matches our theme today, don't you think? Oh, what do I want to use? Okay, I'm gonna go with a classic, which for me is a bright yellow inner corner. I really like that. I think I picked that up from Angelica Nyqvist, honestly. But since we have so many options, I can actually go for a shimmer in my inner corner. So there's a light shimmery yellow and a pastel matte yellow. So I'm going to go for the shimmery one. So I'm going to take this brush instead. This is from Essence. It's their eyeshadow brush, it's called. It's sort of a dense, slightly longer packing brush. Slightly shorter. So I'm going into this very light yellow shade. Oh, this has the most beautiful sparkles. I've been wanting to try something of Kim Chi for the longest time, so I started off with their lipstick, the orange one. And I've been waiting for an opportunity to use one of their palettes, but the color stories just hadn't really intrigued me all the way. I liked them, but I didn't love them. And even though the price is great, I don't want to buy something that I don't love completely. Or that I at least feel like has a lot of potential. But this color story, it just grabbed my heart. So this is working great, by the way. It's not completely opaque, but the yellow is very evident. And it has some shimmers in it, which are really nice, and I'm not sure what they are. I think they are mint green and white. I'm just layering it up a little bit. I think this is about the third time I'm layering it, and I'm content like this. So I'm just wiping off this brush a little bit on my hand. And now I am going into a matte shade. So I'm going to go into this pastel orange over here. And I'm putting that right there in the center, right above the crease. Because there is actually a quite bright red in here. Wow, that's beautiful. I honestly... Actually, since the Natasha Denona palette came out, the pastel one, I've been wanting some nice pastel shades. And I did purchase the Glamlight Ice Cream Dream palette at the start of the year. But honestly, on me, those shades are all mid-toned or deeper. There are hardly any true pastels in there. Plus, there's still lots of neutrals. So even though I like that palette, it doesn't really fulfill the right purpose for me. So I'm just using that same brush to blend it out. I think it's going well. Now I want to go into purple. So let's do this pink first, which I can deepen up with a purple. And sure, there are some shades in here where I feel like they're quite close and therefore maybe redundant. But honestly, it's better than half of it being neutral. And there is a white in this palette too, a matte white, so I can use that right now. I'm going to take this flat Too Faced brush and I'm going into the matte white. And I'm just going to brighten up the edges right here. Make sure they're really nice and pastely bright. Yeah, that worked out fine. Alright, now let's start deepening this up. So I think I'm just going to go straight into this orangey red. I'm just going to take a little bit because I don't know how pigmented it is. And I'm going to put that a little bit lower, more into my actual crease. Oh, that's pretty. I'm blending it into that yellow as well. And I only picked up a little bit and it's definitely enough. And on my eyes it looks a little bit more like a coral shade. Yeah, That's great. I'm just going to pack this on my lid as well, because that shimmer that I used in the swatches, it wasn't really opaque. So I feel like it needs something of a base. So I'm just packing on that red on my lid. And now I'm cleaning up this brush on my hand. And I'm not going to use this for everything, but I think I can still use it for a little bit of yellow. Maybe that yellow. Just to bridge the inner corner with that red shade. Wow, that really brightened up that red. Look at how smooth that blend is. I like it. So I think the last thing this brush is going to do, so far it's going well, but I think it's coming to an end. But I want to use one of these deeper shades. So this pink or this purple. I think I'm going to go for the purple. And I want to use that in the outer corner. It's not as deep as I thought it was going to be, but it does do its job. It is a little bit deeper than the red, and it's a perfect outer corner shade. So I find that often with these colorful palettes, you end up putting the yellow in the inner corner and the purple in the outer corner, because they're naturally the lightest and deepest shade in the palette. But in this palette you have a couple of options, because like I said, you have that red, and you have this fuchsia, and then you also have this blue, which is pretty deep. So I like that. I could do something different. Except that I didn't. So far so good. I think it's time to switch brushes. I'm going back with that flat Too Faced brush that I used earlier. And I'm going to put some blue on my lower lash line. This blue, which is a beautiful, slightly deeper periwinkle. Honestly divine. And I'm just going to mesh that into that purple, which is going so seamlessly. I'm honestly so impressed. It's a little bit powdery, but imagine I don't even have any eyeshadow primer underneath my eyes, and it took this so well. So I'm just going to leave it with that one shade because I feel like it looks nice. And then finally, with this teeny tiny brush, which I don't know where it's from. I think it's from Real Techniques actually. It's a detailer brush. I'm just going to take the teeniest bit of a green. A nice green. Or maybe a turquoise. Oh no, I know what I'm going. I'm going into this shade, which is, as you remember, white with a green and blue shift. And I want something shimmery right there, underneath the tear duct. So I think this is going to be perfect between that blue and that yellow. I feel like this impact would have been better if I put on my concealer first. But I always do all of my eyes first. Okay, I'm just going to see if I can layer it a little bit more. And that does seem to work. Alright. Do you want to leave the top matte? No, I'm going to add something on top of it. And I think that something is going to be this orange shimmer over here. I'm just going to take a little bit of it on my finger. This actually also looks like a duochrome. From more orangey orange to more red orange. I'm just going to tap this pretty much all over the lid. Yeah, this is definitely one of those more subtle, satiny shimmer shades. But the color is really pretty. And I think this is going to be it. I really like how this went. Let's see if I can find some proper accessories like eyeliner and mascara and stuff. So I'm back. It's about half an hour later, and even though I started, it should be early enough at 2 o'clock. As you can see, it's already getting dark. So I'm a little bit frustrated, but at least you got to see the first part of the video with proper lighting. So let me quickly bring you up to speed. I used my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in the dewy shade. Or the dewy version, I mean, in the shade Soft Ivory. I used my Charlotte Tilbury concealer. I used this Benefit powder foundation for underneath my eyes and a little bit right there. Then I used my Shiseido pink blush. Aura Pink is the shade. And I picked up my I Heart Revolution Aristocats highlighter again in the shade Beloved, which is this beautiful icy shade. Then for my bronzer, I used my favorite, my Chanel Big Bronzer. This is the one. In my brows, I used a little bit of the Brow Fix Shaping Wax from Catrice with some of this Clarins pencil in the shade Light Brown, and I touched it up with the micro filling pen from Benefit Cosmetics in the shade Blonde. And I also used a couple of lashes. These are the Tati lashes in the shade TL39. I think they're a little bit too big for the look, but I already had them on and I just wanted to keep them on. I think on camera it looks fine, but in real life it's like it's just the eyeshadow look is a little bit too light for this. Oh yeah, to finish up my eyes, I used two eye pencils. This sky blue or periwinkle blue one from Colistar. This was a limited edition one a couple of years ago. And then for my tight line and slight wing or a little wing, I used my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On eye pencil in the shade Vice, which is a metallic, which I really like. Then I used my favorite mascara at the moment, which is the Lift Up Waterproof Extreme Hold, Power Hold I mean, from Catrice. And I think that's all you missed. So now let's finish up this video by putting on one of these three brightly colored lipsticks. So these are the three I want to show you today. I'm just going to swatch them on my hand and then pick one to put on my lips. And I think I know which one it's going to be. Actually, thinking now, I should probably pull out my orange one, but I've already shown you that one a couple of times and I haven't shown you these yet. I just hadn't had a chance. I've not been able to do a lot of videos lately for all kinds of reasons, so I've had these for a while, but now I'm finally showing you. So first we have number 1, Gummy Drop, which is this bright pink. Which is a really cool toned pink, which I really like. Then we have number 6, Blue Pop. I used to have a lot of blue lipsticks from Jeffree Star, but they were all minis, so at some point they either dried out or I finished them up. So I wanted a nice blue lipstick again. And then finally I have number 5, Mint Chocolate Chip, which, you guessed it, is green. And these actually look really nice and opaque, which was the case with the orange one as well. So these are the 3 shades I wanted to show you today. And honestly, I could go either way. I've used all of these shades. But I think I'm going to go with the pink one. Now I did pull out my little lip liner tray to see if I maybe have a lip liner that would match this. And I think I do. I have this lip liner from Lancôme in this shade. And let's just... I feel like that would work really well. So I'm going to... This is the shade Pourquoi Pas? Why Not? So that's the lip liner. And now let's put on number 1, Gummy Drop. Yeah, that's pink. I'm not sure if it matches the eye look, but I do like it with this lip liner and I do like it on its own. So we're just going to keep it on for now. I think the orange one would actually be a better match, but that's okay. So that was my video. I hope you enjoyed this cottagecore super cotton candy pink look, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.